All right, so let's talk about sessions. When you should be trading, when should you not be trading, and everything about sessions, because this is an extremely simple concept that a lot of people seem to get wrong. So in this video, we're gonna break down it in detail. As we talked about in some of the previous lectures, you know that the forex market is open 24/5, which means 24 hours a day from Monday to Friday, which means that from Monday to Friday, you could potentially open trades at any hour of the time. But this doesn't mean that you should. So there's a very important logic you need to understand, which is that when you open trades, you want to make sure that you're doing it in the optimal way. And the way you do this is making sure that you're opening trades during times where there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of liquidity, there's a lot of volatility. This will provide you the volatility that you need for your trade to reach profits. If you're opening up trades during times where there's no volume, where the market is just ranging and it's just going up and down, not making any significant impulse, this will reduce your chances of hitting take profit. So you want to make sure that you're opening up trades during the optimal hours. Now, what are the sessions? This is once again another thing that you could easily get confused, especially if you use ChatGPT or you use Google. Some people tell you, oh, you need to trade the Australian session, the Tokyo session, this session. And you look at the timing, all the timings are wrong. Some are right, some are wrong, and it's extremely confusing. So in this video, we're gonna take out all the confusion. I'm gonna show you the only sessions that actually matters, the only sessions that you should worry about, and the exact timing of these sessions, so you can set them up based on where you actually are from. The three main sessions that you need to worry about are the Tokyo session, the London session, and the New York session. Then there's two other smaller sessions, you can call them that, which are the Frankfurt Open and the Dead Zone. So let's break down first of all the timing. Now, as you can see on the bottom right, this is UTC +1 timing, which is basically the Central European time, the Italian time basically, which is the one I use. So you're gonna have to adjust this timing based on where you're from. If you're from New York, for example, every single one of these sessions, you're gonna have to move them 6 hours before. If you are from Indonesia, you're gonna have to add 7 hours, and so on and so forth. So to do this, simply go on Google, look at CET time, and look at the difference between you and the CET time. So on CET time, the Tokyo session is going to be from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. All right, the Tokyo session is 6 hours long. Then you have 1 hour, which is going to be the Frankfurt Open from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central European time. And right after that, you're going to have the London session, which is going to be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And as you can see, this is the first major difference. The London session is not as long as the Tokyo session. It's 4 hours long. And this is one of the major mistakes that people seem to make. It's only 4 hours long. Then you have 1 hour in between London and New York, which is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., which is the dead zone. And I'm going to explain what that means in just a second. And then from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., that is your New York session, which once again is 4 hours long, just like London session. So when should you be actually trading? The answer is from 8 a.m. Central European time to 6 p.m. Central European time. So from the Frankfurt Open until the end of New York. You should not be trading after New York close, and you should not be trading during the Tokyo session, and for a very specific reason. So as I said before, you want to make sure that you are in the markets when there's a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity. And this is not the case for the Tokyo session and for everything after New York. You guys understand that the forex market is simply the foreign exchange market between the entire world. And the timing in which the most of these trades basically happen are the London and the New York session. This is when you have the most volume, the most liquidity. And this is exactly when you should be looking for trades. These are the only hours that you should be trading. After, there's no trades. I don't care what perfect trade you find. I don't care what high probability setup you find. These are very strict rules that you must follow if you want to use the RTS. So the Tokyo session is simply liquidity drawn up, all right? We're gonna use the Tokyo session in very different ways as targets mainly, and you're gonna see that the Tokyo session tends to be a little bit slower. The market tends to make multiple ranging phases. And just another thing that I forgot to mention, these sessions are gonna be the same across all pairs, all right? Just because you see me on Euro JPY right now doesn't mean that this is the only session timing for Euro JPY. This applies to all pairs. So, Tokyo session, you do not trade. Frankfurt Open, you can start looking for trades, all right? From 8 a.m., you can start looking for trades. Then you have the London session, which is once again 4 hours long. Then you have the dead zone. Now, during the dead zone, the trades are gonna have lower probability than the other ones. And I'm gonna explain this more in depth when we talk about the 4 major confirmations that we use in the RTS. But a quick little spoiler, you're gonna see that during the dead zone, we always take out 1 major confirmation, which means that if the trade has 4 major confirmations, but it's during the dead zone, we're gonna count it as 3 major confirmations. If it has 2 major confirmations, we're gonna count it as 1 major confirmation, and so on and so forth. But we're gonna talk more in depth about that when we get to that lesson. So the dead zone is simply just the hour in between London and New York, and the trades tend to have lower chances of success during this hour, hence why it's called dead zone. Then you have the New York session, which is a perfectly valid trading session where you could be looking for trades, where you could be looking for opportunities. Now, when do most trades happen? This is a question that we get asked all the time. There's no specific answers. Sometimes we have periods of the year where most of the trades happen during London. Sometimes we have periods of the year where most of the trades happen during New York. So there's no exact timing. But what matters is that you're looking for opportunities from Frankfurt Open until the end of New York, which means from 8 a.m. Central European time until 6 p.m. Central European time. Now, in order to see these sessions on the actual screen, as you can see with these colors, I use one simple indicator, which is called the FXN Asian session range, which is the one you can see right here. You can find it on TradingView. I have it in my favorites right here. It's by Rob Minty. All you have to do is simply add it. It's free, and just go in the settings and you can simply edit the settings, all the settings on the screen, so you can copy and paste. Just simply pause the video. Here you can change the colors. I like to have the blue for Tokyo, green for London, and basically gray for New York. And once again, this will just make it simpler. We talked about indicators in a different video. We use indicators just as a useful tool. We don't use indicators as something to tell us when to trade or when not to trade. We simply use it to kind of save us time, just like the imbalance indicator. As you can see, I could potentially just circle the Tokyo session with my rectangle tool, but why spend the time going from 2 a.m. until 8 a.m. when I can just simply use an indicator that can do it for me? And that is the reason why we use FXN Asian session range. So that's pretty much it for the sessions lesson. Once again, a very simple concept that, since a lot of people seem to get wrong, I wanted to make sure that we go through in the RTS. And in the upcoming videos, you're gonna see better on how we use these sessions, especially when we get to the more in-depth side of the RTS system and how we actually apply it on a day-to-day basis. That's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next one.